And this was our dressing room for the game last night. So we head in now. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm currently standing in the dugout now at Wembley. This is where Eddie Howe would have stood last night for our game against Manchester United. Unfortunately, we went away empty-handed. But the sense from Newcastle fans, journalists, the players and the media after the game is that we will be back here soon. I think that's the key thing to take away from last night. We will be back again soon. So pretty much in my vlog today is essentially the VIP tour. If you remember last week, I did a tour where I was going to compare the two tours between a £24 normal one and a £70 VIP one. But essentially I booked the VIP tour for today because I'm an absolute moron. So now that's actually kind of worked out in a good way because all the Carabao Cup brand is still up in both dressing rooms. Now this is something that's really interesting because Newcastle United, before coming down to the Carabao Cup final, were allowed to brand their own dressing room, so we can actually see in Eddie Howe's mindset and the coaching staff of what they actually did in the dressing rooms before the match to try and get the players ready for the final. Anyway guys, if you're new around here, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe. But we'll talk about Newcastle United's future more in my video, probably Wednesday. I'm travelling back tomorrow, so it's going to take us all day to get back. But as for the next part of the VIP tour now, I'm actually just outside of the biggest box here at Wembley. This is actually where all the sponsorships were going. As for the boxes yesterday, Newcastle United actually gave out tickets for some of our ex-players to come in. I seen like some Alan Shearer, Rob Lee, Rowan Barton, Steve Hart. I'm sure there were plenty of our ex-Newcastle players as well that were invited into the boxes to soak in the atmosphere and enjoy the game. I seen the likes as well, the likes of Dwight Gill actually coming to Newcastle end and just enjoy the game for himself. So it's great to see so many players get involved with the club. Here in the background, we've got plenty of stuff going on after the final. It's still an active stadium despite the fact that the final is now over and done with. But an unbelievable area. It's actually, the tour guide said before that the cheapest boxes here are £60,000 going up from there. And that doesn't even include food or drink, so it's a very expensive area for people to get to. But a really nice area for the Newcastle players. So this here is the media section just outside of the Wembley pitch itself. Now for some reason BBC Radio Manchester have left the microphone from last night, so I'm going to, I guess, use this while I'm being recorded here. So pretty much this section here is actually where the media will stand and the players will come in and out of the stadium at the other side. So there's actually an obligation where players have to essentially do interviews after the game. So you would have seen Kieran Trippier and Loris Karius come over after the game and do interviews over the press. Despite the fact we lost the game, they still got to come over and do it anyway, and if they don't do it then they'll get fined off the club. So very strict guidelines, and obviously these people have a job, so it's important for the players to make sure they do with the media. But I thought Karius, especially yesterday, had an unbelievable game. I mean, this is a guy that found out 1 week ago he's going to be playing a cup final on the Newcastle United debut. He stepped up big time yesterday. I know some people criticised him for the second goal, but I think that was harsh. I mean, he can't really do anything about a deflected shot that came off Botman. So I thought he stepped up, did a great job, and it was unbelievable to see him play that well in his debut. So all the best to him. But yeah, as for this area here, this is quite literally where the players will come in and out and get interviewed after the game, and here's the microphone to show for it. So this, of course, is the manager's press conference room. So Eddie Howe would have sat in here last night with over 200 journalists just behind the camera there. He would have came on here, he would have discussed how big of an opportunity it was and how unfortunate we were to not come away with the result. Now, if you watch Ten Hag's interview, and yeah, it's actually quite interesting the way he left the press conference. I mean, he stood up, for example, and he's going to head out of the room and just completely forgot the Carabao Cup trophy. I mean, it's just so arrogant to see this from Manchester United. I'm not going to sort of get into all the stuff about them, but I mean, for example, I see a lot of fans outside the game afterwards, and they're just, it doesn't even look like what a trophy is. There's no atmosphere whatsoever. It's crazy to see. Obviously, if that was us yesterday, I'll be on all the bars, all the pubs, you would have seen tens of thousands of Newcastle fans going mental. So it's actually quite interesting to see the contrast between two clubs, about one that's won loads of trophies and one that's won none. So yeah, I really hope it'll be our year soon, but I just thought it was complete arrogance to see Ten Hag completely forget about the trophy he's just won. So this here is the manager's room. Eddie Howe would have had this as well. You can see from the branding on the wall that this is Ten Hag's room. So both managers will have this separate room. Both teams have got the dressing room, which is just down there, and this here is the warm-up room. So you can see all the Manchester United branded here. I'm actually going to put the Newcastle one on the screen now, and you can see the key difference straight away. There's actually no branding whatsoever from Newcastle. There's a big massive Manchester United badge on there. But yeah, you can see United, glory, glory, Man U. It's everywhere. It's making me sick, to be honest. As for Manchester United's dressing room, one thing I absolutely adore about theirs, by the way, is that on the wall, above where the players sit is actually quotes from different fans across the world. So when the players sit down before the final, it gets into their head straight away, you are playing for that fan. It's actually amazing psychology by Ten Hag, by the way. I actually rate that quite a lot. So that's one thing in particular I was quite a big fan of. But as you walk around the room itself, you see firsthand, red is everywhere, United is everywhere, Man U glory is all over the place. It's starting to irritate me a bit. But seriously though, in a Man U point of view, I like how they've done the dressing room. We'll show you the comparison to Newcastle shortly now. I was actually quite lucky because tomorrow is actually when they're taking all the prints down. This is the one and only day where you can see the tour when they've actually got all the prints on the walls from both teams. It's incredible. So this here is the players' entrance. This is where Newcastle would have walked out on our side yesterday. We'll take you through now and we'll check out Eddie Howe's changing room. So one thing that's quite unique about Wembley is actually when you go into the two changing rooms, both teams are allowed to theme the changing room. So essentially, as you can see here, they pretty much put stuff on the walls. They can theme it how they want to do it. So let's head into Newcastle. Let's see what we've done. So you can see firsthand, as soon as you go in, put a badge on the wall there. We are Newcastle, we are United, we are ready, of course. Newcastle United are ready in forward as well to get it into the players' heads. Trying to open the door there. So this is the actual changing room itself. So you can see straight away, I believe this picture was from the second leg. Well, what it was actually was the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. You can see Shelby there, he just left to go Nottingham Forest. So as soon as the players walk in, gives them memories of where we've just been at before the last round of the cup, gets them going straight away. So we head further down now. You see we're Newcastle on the wall there. Again, we are ready, just enhancing it once again. So down there will be the showers and stuff, we can't go down there. Again, United, we are strong. This here will be all the hot food is really. You got your lamps up there that will heat them up. And this was our dressing room for the game last night. So we head in now. And we'll start off with where the players would have been sat, so you can see straight at the bottom they've got a lovely badge down there, Newcastle United, love that. One thing I realised about it is just, you compare the Manchester United one where it's just board writing everywhere. This one's a lot calmer, the players have got their minds focused more into it. And you can see above the changing rooms itself, you can see all the names where each player would have sat down, Carrier, Trippier, my boy Bruno down there, probably my favourite one to be honest, and as for down here as well, so that over there will be foot massage, so you just bring the basket out and of course the players get massage at half time. But the physio beds there, more badges on the wall, and last but not least, I like this touch as well, so this is a picture from the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, so both the Southampton pictures are on the wall, just to remind the players where we were in the previous round. So unfortunately it didn't work, but I've got to be honest, I've been the Manchester United one as well. I actually probably prefer the Manchester United one. I think the quotes are really nice. I've got different quotes from fans in the world on the wall just to let the players know when they're sitting down. This fan from Dubai, this fan from Colombia is saying this towards you. I think it's incredible that. And even the warm-up rooms itself, there's just absolutely nothing in ours. It's honestly empty compared to Manchester United one. You got the board writing everywhere. I just feel like they kind of had this on that one, to be honest. I still like ours, but I think Manchester United probably do have the better of the two change rooms when it comes to theming it. We will be back one day, I know we will be. Incredible, 90,000 seat. I absolutely love the stadium, by the way. As you can see just behind us as well, the Carabao Cup final, Brandon just above there, 2023. Not our year, but I'm sure either next year or next couple of years it will be. I've now just came out of the VIP tour at Wembley. £70 spent. Was it well spent compared to the £24 last week? What are the main differences? Well, the first and most obvious one being is that it's a private tour. Quite literally, the tour guide takes you around the entire stadium by myself. So, I mean, you can see in the videos, the guys recording videos, taking pictures of me. He's very flexible. I've taught him what I was planning on doing video wise. He was like, sure thing, Adam. And yeah, it's a really lovely guy. Highly recommend the VIP tours. In the sense, if you've never done a tour at Wembley before, I would probably recommend you to do the VIP tour over the normal one. It'll give you the best possible experience. Whereas if you have done a tour at Wembley before, the differences on a VIP one, I mean, there are differences, there are some decent differences, but I wouldn't probably say it's like £50 worth of differences. I think the fact that it's a private tour is going to be a good chunk of the money going into that. So differences with the actual tour itself, you get to go into a box, you don't get to go into any boxes at all when you're on a normal tour. You can actually go pitch side, so they'll let you go in the manager's dugout, and depending on what's going on in the stadium, I couldn't do it today, but they actually let you walk around the outskirts of the pitch sometimes, depending on what's happening. Also, they let you go into the opposite dressing room, so if I went on a normal tour today, I would have only seen the Manchester United dressing room. You would not be able to go in any Newcastle United dressing room on a normal tour. So quite literally you get to go in all 4 change rooms. Now the reason they've got 4 change rooms at Wembley is because of the NFL and also the different competitions they got there. So with the NFL, you got a roster of 50 to 60 players. You need 2 dressing rooms to fit them in. And with your competitions as well, the different FA competitions, they sometimes have 2 games in the space of a couple hours at Wembley, so they've got to have 4 dressing rooms for 4 teams. So that's why they got more than 1 dressing room for each team. But yeah, that's honestly about it in terms of the dressing rooms. I've got to say, it was a real good opportunity to go in today. It's actually worked out good for me. I accidentally booked it for today, and it's actually been a blessing in disguise. It's incredible seeing the psychology of Eddie Howe and Ten Hag and how they designed the change rooms, how they got the different implementations on the wall, what their players do envision when they go into the rooms. I think it's really fascinating. That'll be the sort of thing to have up in the training room, the training ground side. And just seeing it at Wembley, it's unbelievable, it really is. Now, I did say earlier I prefer Manchester United one. I just love the quotes. I've said it a few times now, but I think the quotes is incredible from the fans. That's honestly world-class psychology, the way you got different fans across the world. When the players sit down, they do honestly will just read the quote before they get changed. And yeah, that was really smart from Ten Hag, to be fair. As for us, I liked especially our pictures. I like the fact that we showed the pictures from the semi-finals, just reminding the players of the celebrations of those times and how, if the game went our way, we'll be doing that again. It was just a lovely memory for the players. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. But again, I really liked how both managers went about it. Really smart, this tactical play. It's nice to see. I'm intrigued to see what happens next time with the final. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the vlog, make sure to let me know. And yeah, I'll be travelling back to Newcastle tomorrow, so it's been good to get back home. I've been out here about 10 days now, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'll be back home tomorrow, thank God. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. I'm sorry, actually, I completely forgot one thing. You got this for the VIP tour when you walk out, so let's see what's inside it. So we've got a pen there, a little badge. I'm not sure what these are. These are postcards. That's nice. What else we got? That's a little notepad as well. I mean, yeah, it's not much, but I mean, a little nice gesture to say thank you for coming along. Yeah, artists may leave, only legends leave. I like that as well. But yeah, a little addition for people that get the VIP tour.